One bedroom, $2,450, and that gets you a 600 square foot beautiful suite in Brampton.
Wowzers.
Two bedroom, $3,350 a month for 1,000 square feet.
Right in the heart of Brampton.
In Brampton.
E-town.
The level of stupidity in prices, like as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen, has come to an apex in Brampton, of all places, no doubt. I get this email of like, I guess Google must hear me talking about rentals with my daughter. And so I get like a new rental building comes into my Google Mail ads. And so of course I click on it and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Like one bedroom's going for 20. What's that?
Go ahead. This is the question I just asked. The rents. Yeah.
One bedroom, $2,450, and that gets you a 600 square foot beautiful suite in Brampton.
Wowzers.
Two bedroom, $3,350 a month for 1,000 square feet.
Right in the heart of Brampton.
In Brampton.
E-town.
So like, what the heck? What were you gonna say? Yeah, like what the fuck?
Well, you're looking at it like, how do I build a building in Brampton?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been looking at Brampton for a while, and I've been talking to people about Brampton for quite some time in the background, and it just didn't seem to make any sense. But never, ever, TK, have I ever put into a pro forma these rental rates.
I know. There was an article about a family who's trying to offer 2 years cash up front in order to be able to get a rental. And they're like, we can't get it. Something's up there. You know what I mean? Like anytime people go to the news, I'm always a little bit skeptical. Why do they want the attention? But they are basically saying that they're looking for a place in Aurora and that they've got, significant amount of funds to be able to secure the rental, which is illegal, by the way. You can't offer any more than a last month's rent. They're offering security deposits, which you also can't offer other than last month's rent and key deposit. But they're trying their best out there. And I think that there's just a lack of supply. And at the end of the day, these are the factors that are causing the situation that we have right now, from elevated prices to elevated rents. We just don't have enough places for people to live. And I know that narrative, there's some chart out there that shows how many properties have been built, and how many are vacant, and how many people we've added, and all that kind of stuff. But there's no denying it. There's no denying it. I mean, these are the real stories out there, and sometimes the data shows one, story or the next, but we're out there and I'm still active. Like we still have people looking for homes, even with all the things going on. Like, why are people still looking to buy a house? Come on, guys. The interest rates are going up. People are desperate. Like, there's lots of people out there who need to sell because they've made some, decisions over the past few years that are like pushing their back up against the wall. And yet buyers are still like, yeah, well, maybe we should offer them 200,000 over asking. Like these things are still going on out there.
Well, and what's crazy too, like, I don't know so much about in the purchase space, but in the rental space, not only is there limited supply, but the supply that's out there is like ridiculous. A lot of it, like horror. Some of it's beautiful spaces, but then the prices are so outrageous, it's unreal. But then you have like, my daughter went to go look at a house, a basement apartment in a house, and it's a Jewish family with 4 kids, and they're like, we like to go to sleep at 9. And so what does that mean to the potential tenant? Like, you better be quiet.
Get a job
at 9,
that you have to,
right?
like, wake up early for.
Work at night. So, and then you hear stuff about, I don't know if you saw this, but like, people are housing their sugar babies at lower rents, and people are paying for rents in different ways these days, TK. Like people
my sugar babies are all paying market rent right now. I mean, I don't get this.
Free.
Where are they getting these deals?
But what's crazy is like people are getting $1,500 for a bedroom. Okay. People are getting like $2,500 for a really shitty basement. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's just in any market that's like that. Whenever prices are escalating, whenever there's a lack of supply, that's when we start to notice that even the really lousy places start to get bought and rented. Right. So that's all it is. Those places have always existed. There's always been somebody. It's just that they were massively undervalued. So there was just people who are there renting them for like next to nothing because that's what they're worth. And now we notice them more because we're seeing that they're actually going for prices that are respectable, and you're going like,
Because we
what?
have to maybe live in them is the problem now, right?
Yeah.
Before it was like, oh,
Somebody's
like
got to live in it.
somebody else will live in them.
I
don't
remember
have
when
to choose this.
Vitali started to have his issues at one of his basements. He couldn't rent out the basement because COVID changed everything, and all these condo people were renting out. No one wanted to be in condos anymore, so condos prices came down. The rent on condos came down, and if you had the choice between a $1,500 a month 1-bedroom in Liberty Village or his basement apartment in High Park, you were picking Liberty Village. So his basement apartment, maybe the average rent went down 20%, but his was down like 40 or whatever, just example, right? He was telling us on the show a couple of years ago. And that was because nobody wants to live in a basement. You have to live there when the market gets hot, and you obviously have no choice.
When
you have
there's
to
no
look at
other
what's
choice.
affordable. Yeah.
Right. Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.